Oh, you could live through an ass whooping. You ain't gonna live through, you know, what I think that they're probably the idea is to beat sense into me. But, you know, when you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
Hey, I'm Harvey Levin, and this is Pop Culture History. So Kanye West was dominating the TMZ website in 2018. He was doing all sorts of things involving his then wife, Kim Kardashian, things in music. But notably, Kanye West suddenly started wearing a MAGA hat, and it sent shockwaves around black culture, around people who were interested in his music, interested in his life, interested in Kim. It had a seismic impact. So a lot of people were attacking Kanye. And frankly, Kanye seemed unstable at times leading up to all of this.
Risk of my own life, even at the risk of my own success, my own career, I've been sent here to give y'all the truth.
It's no secret, and we broke a lot of these stories, that Kanye West had a breakdown and ended up in the psychiatric unit at UCLA Medical Center. I gotta say, I don't know what motivated him to come to the office. It's something he wanted to do because he had told me on the phone the week before, if not earlier, that he wanted to come in and talk. I wanted to sit down with him face to face before I brought him into the office. So he invited me over for breakfast on a Sunday, and I wasn't sure what to expect. But I went to his home, the home he shared with Kim, and she wasn't there, the kids were, and we spent a couple of hours in the house. He was lucid, he was charming, he seemed even, and so I asked him if he wanted to come to the office, and he said absolutely. And when he showed up, he seemed like he did 2 days before when we had breakfast.
Welcome to
Kanye, thank you so much. And we went over to the little stage we have. Charles and I went over to the stage. Everything seemed fine. And we got into the fact that he was getting death threats from the Crips over this.
The Crips have a hit on Kanye West, right? And I said, wow, this is really like the Malcolm X movie. They're really gonna send some black people to kill me. And then when I read it, it said the Crips are gonna beat Kanye up when they see him. And I was like, oh, that's so dope. They love me. That's like my brother. Your brother beat you up. Like, man, you getting out of line, bro. You tripping, I'm gonna beat you up. I was like, oh, man, that's love, man. Dads love me and I love dads and
So you're not taking that seriously?
That's how you took it when you saw the video of Dad?
He seemed, you know, together and had an explanation for why he was doing what he was doing.
I felt a freedom and first of all, just doing something that everybody tells you not to do. And, you know, I'm not coming up here to justify anything. It's, you know, you can't tell me nothing. I made the song, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me what I'm, you know, supposed to do. And also, it's like, the idea of icons and representations, you know, I don't subscribe to icons. So for me to wear that hat means I want to make America great in my own way.
So were you wearing the hat specifically to show support for Donald Trump?
Or was it a bigger statement about free thought?
What? I'm an artist, right? So to ask an artist, there's infinite reasons. There's infinite reasons to the why an artist does something. An artist doesn't need suggestions. An artist needs paintbrush and a canvas. So this opened up a conversation.
You know, when he walked in the room, my staff was interested. I mean, Kanye is a huge celebrity. And they were kind of excited to see him there, but you know, we've had celebrities in the office and people just went about their day. And when you watch his appearance on TMZ Live, especially at the beginning, if you look in the background, everybody's just kind of doing their job. They're not focused on Kanye. They were listening here and there, but there was nothing where they're just like at the edge of their seat, hanging on his every word, until he went off the rails. But before we get into this, it's a good tease. Have you subscribed? So Kanye is kind of rambling and then kind of casually talks about that slavery existed 400 years. At a point, it becomes a choice.
When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
And then he continues.
Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? You know, like, it's like we're mentally in prison. I like the word prison because slavery goes too direct to the idea of blacks. It's like slavery, Holocaust Jews, slavery is blacks. So prison is something that unites us as one race, blacks and whites being one race. That we're the human race, we're human beings and stuff. And then eventually, you know.
And I remember just standing there and thinking, did he just say that? And I didn't want to interrupt him because I didn't know where it was going. And then if you look at the room, everybody is on pins and needles looking at him, thinking, this is unbelievable, it's happening here. And that's when Kanye just launched.
Can I go back to something you just said? Because I don't want to let it pass. You said that slavery was around for 400 years. At a point, it becomes a choice?
Yeah, right now we're choosing to be enslaved. I just love Trump. That's my boy. We have the right to free thought. And guess what? No, this is not the Malcolm X movie. No black person is going to touch Kanye West. And ideals on people. That's why we are in a simulation chamber. And all that is having the most sore loss of all 2 days I got off of opioids. Hey, everyone listen to this, please. I love Daz. I love the Crips. I love the Bloods. I love everyone. To the guys in Charlottesville on both sides. On both sides.
And it was apparent to me by his body language, by what he was saying, that he was becoming unhinged before our very eyes. And there was no way of stopping him. That there was no way of saying to Kanye, hey, this makes no sense and this is just factually wrong. Because he wasn't going to hear it. And then it reached a boiling point where Van in our office stood up and just launched on Kanye.
You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to believe whatever you want. But there is fact and real world, real life consequence behind everything that you just said. And while you are making music and being an artist and living the life that you've earned by being a genius, the rest of us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that has come from the 400 years of slavery that you said for our people was a choice. Every day we have to walk into that truth while you choose to say things that, to be honest with you, dog, are nonsensical. You want to think freely? That's fine. I'll combat your free thought with my free thought because mine is grounded in a reality that I've been giving and a reality that I'm going to change, but I'm not going to do it by pretending that the enemies are on the same team as me. And frankly, I'm disappointed, I'm appalled, and brother, I am unbelievably hurt by the fact that you have morphed into something, to me, that's not real.
And I'll tell you, at that point, everybody in the office was just glued to what was going on because you had Van just going after Kanye and making a lot of sense. And Kanye did not say, good point, Van. Kanye pushed back.
The thing is, he said he said, grounded in reality. This reality has been forced upon us. It is a choice, just like when I said slavery is a choice. The reality, we can make our own reality. We can talk about history, but not too long. We need to talk about our now because we can fix and start loving each other now. I say we have no enemies. We don't have enemies. Black people have a tendency to focus and march when a white person kills a black person or wears a hat. But when it's 700 kids being killed in Chicago, it's okay. It's okay for blacks to kill blacks. But if it's a white thing,
I don't think anybody's saying that's okay.
That's not, wait.
but there's been more focus and more marches
That is a lie.
about
don't
whites
believe that.
killing blacks than kids in Chicago killing each other.
That's a lie. There are black people working.
There are no marches.
Over
against
90% of black people getting killed are killed by other blacks.
That's
Look
a
it up.
fact.
The black
But there-
homicide
no,
rate is a fact.
that is a fact.
Black
But there-
on black crime is a fact.
but there
But
are
nobody
black
wants to
people-
march when a black
Okay,
person
wait a
is
second.
black.
Now this is a problem.
Wait a second.
We have to. You're too far. You have to be closer to me.
I'm here right now. There are black people working every single day.
Brother, don't
to
scream
combat-
because it will make us look
And
Yeah.
crazy.
on a level said, I hear you, but then on another level, just doubled and tripled down on it. Kanye then starts meandering around the office.
He might want to fight me, but I want to give him a hug.
No, I don't fight with my fist, man. I've been through that. This is what I'm saying.
So if I come over there, you're not gonna fight me?
No, I'm not gonna hit Kanye West and TMZ. Bro, you gotta be responsible, man.
Bro, I'm sorry I hurt you.
You gotta be responsible, dog.
I'm sorry I hurt you,
man,
bro.
Your voice is too big. You gotta
I'm sorry I hurt you, bro. I love you, bro. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry I hurt you with my words, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I love
gotta
you,
be
bro.
Responsible, man.
Bro,
You gotta be responsible,
I didn't
dog.
mean to say things that hurt you. I didn't mean to wear the hat out the blue and shock so many people and not give them a way out of the pain. I understand that gave him pain, that made him see pain. But guess what? When I went into the hospital, we're now in the hospital. TMZ is the hospital to fix the world. Obama was our opioids. It made us feel like everything was good.
But it wasn't like this kind of explosive head-to-head. It was almost like, what do you say when somebody is that unhinged because you know you're not going to be able to pound sense into them? And how do you de-escalate it? Yeah, one of the worst things that happened was how Kanye treated Charles, which was appalling.
You want to hear everybody's side, but people are not. At some point,
It's probably better just to have Harvey because I got too much to say, and when y'all both say stuff, y'all just gonna confuse my stream of thought.
Okay.
I love you, but you can sit here though. It's cool. Now I was gonna.
I was furious, and I'll tell you, I still don't know if I reacted properly there because I wanted to say, get the hell out of our office, but I don't think he would have. And I remember just thinking, how do you deal with this? How do you handle him? And I actually thought about Kim and that these episodes probably went on at their house. And how did she deal with it, especially with their kids around? It was an impossible situation. It felt terrible for Charles. This was a huge moment. This video went everywhere, and it was the subject of lots of talk and debate for many, many weeks thereafter.
Kanye West gave his first interview Monday since his controversial return to Twitter to discuss his embrace of President Trump as well as his views on slavery.
That statement was one of the most ignorant statements that anybody that came from the hood could ever say about their ancestors.
No, Kanye, slavery is not a choice. Going blonde is a choice. Both are terrible, but one is easier to undo.
And it's kind of part of the mosaic of Kanye West's legacy. I've thought a lot about what happened that day. And one of the things that, you have to deal with and resolve is, when do you put somebody on who has stability issues? And was it right to go over there and kind of make a judgment and assume that what I saw on Sunday would be the same on Tuesday? And I go back and forth on that. Whatever we dealt with here, it made me think a lot about Kim and a lot about the difficulty of dealing with mental illness in the family and how she would keep the kids safe and okay. Not that Kanye would do anything unsafe to the kids, but when you have an episode like that, it affects everybody. And I know that Kim stuck with him for a long, long time after she wanted to get a divorce, because she wanted to make sure that he was on a stable plane before she actually did it. I know this, and it just made me think a lot about mental illness and how it is just affecting so many people in this country and the ripple effect that it has. I'm Harvey Levin, and this has been Pop Culture History.